How do you keep going when you don't want to anymore? Let's say that you have a target, there's something big and grand that you want to achieve for yourself, and you had set out to do it, and you created a plan, and you started taking those first steps, and you're feeling motivated, and you have a momentum, and things are working out, and you're feeling great, and all of a sudden you hit a wall. All of a sudden something came out that came out of the blue, and it stopped you in your tracks, and you hadn't planned on it, and you don't know how to continue with this new thing. You're tired, you're overworked, you're not feeling the progress, you feel like you're just everything feels heavy. It feels like every single step you take is just more work, and you're not seeing the benefit, you're not seeing the impact, and you don't know how to keep going, and you want to just throw the towel in the ring, and you want to quit to maybe start at some other point, or maybe just to say, this just is not for me. How do you keep going? There are several things that I want to touch on. And the first one, probably the most important one, is when you want to elevate yourself, when you want to change who you are, you want to create results that you've never created before. You want to do something that feels expansive. You want to do something that will make you feel incredible once you reach it. When you want that, and when you say out loud, I'm going to do this, and you're going to start doing it, you will be challenged. No one has ever achieved success knowing exactly what they had to go through once they started. Who you are when you're faced with challenge, who you are when you're faced with obstacles, who you are, how you show up when you're tired and you're hangry and things didn't work out the way that you wanted them to, and you're feeling just all of these huddles and huddles and huddles. Who you are in those moments is what is going to determine whether you become the person that is a match to the results that you want. So how you lead yourself through that is going to determine whether or not you succeed in that. So if you just accept for a second that the things you're experiencing and didn't expect, the things you didn't expect, but you're experiencing and they're stopping you in your tracks, those are part of the journey. They are there, they're literally designed to test you. It's part of the test. They're designed to see how are you going to act and react. They're designed to help you grow into the person that you need to be. So if you accept that they're part of the journey and you don't see them as something that's coming to stop you, then you move from victimhood, this is happening to me, and you move into the champion mode. This is happening for me. How I'm leading myself through this is going to determine whether or not I get the result. And if you even start your journey, you have this beautiful plan, and you start the plan, and you know already when you begin, I will be tested. Then you know as soon as this test comes, you know it's part of that journey. It's the part of the plan you couldn't plan for, but you knew already it was going to be there. The thing is that we get who we are. We don't get what we want. We get who we are. We have to become the person who can do the thing in order to have the results. And the thing is, we might think we know what we got to do to have those results, but it's always in the details. And the details will only be discovered as you go through it. And you will see at the end of it, once you lead yourself through it, and once you do the things that you don't want to do, and once you do it anyway, when you're really tired and you don't want to do it anymore, and you do it anyway, that's when you become the person who can do the thing. And you will see by the end of it, you would never have become the person who can do the thing if those obstacles hadn't occurred, if those challenges had never been there. Whenever we want something bigger for ourselves, there will be challenges, there will be obstacles, there will be pain. It will be uncomfortable, it will be unpleasant. It's part of the journey. If you accept those challenges as being something that you need to learn from, and instead of saying, oh, this is too hard, I want to give up. You say, what is it here that I need to learn? What am I learning in this experience? If you want to give up and you're just tired and you don't want to do it anymore and you'd rather just lie at home and do nothing, and maybe you'll just postpone it just until tomorrow. Just these little things that we had committed to, we just don't want to do them anymore. Let's just do them tomorrow. Ask yourself, the future version of you that can hold the life that you desire, would they be postponing the little things? Will they say, I don't feel like doing it, so I'm going to do it tomorrow? If they wouldn't, I would think maybe your future is like that, right? maybe your future self can just postpone whatever they want whenever they feel like it. But if you're being realistic for a moment and you're looking at, this is the kind of person that I would have to be, you need to start being that person today, which means that you need to stick to your commitments. If you've committed yourself to something and you give up, you need to understand the consequences of that. When you commit yourself to something and you give up and you don't do it, or you postpone it, or you just say, well, another day because I'm not feeling like it, you're proving to yourself that you can't be trusted. And when you're proving to yourself that you can't be trusted, you destroy your confidence in yourself. You destroy the trust that you have in yourself. And when you don't have confidence and you don't have trust in yourself, guess what? Other people won't trust you either. They don't even have to look at your actions to understand that you can't be trusted, because it will be in the energy that you exude when you enter a room. You can tell from somebody when they enter the room whether you can trust them. You can feel it immediately. This person, I would trust them because I see how they show up. This is not to say that you should engage in very important life decisions with someone you've only just met. I'm just saying that if you constantly prove to yourself that you can't trust yourself to do the things that you promised yourself that you were going to do, then other people will know from the energy that you have. You need to understand that when you give up on yourself, other people will not trust you. They're not going to be the person who will accept partnerships with you, who will get into projects with you, who will invite you on board for the things that they're doing. If you show up as the kind of person who's constantly saying, I'll do this tomorrow, some other time, oh, I'm not feeling like it, this is just like, I'm just gonna give up on this. You have to be the kind of person who knows how to move forward even when you feel like you don't want to. Because you made a commitment to yourself. Maybe you even committed to somebody else. It's even worse. You have to show up for somebody when you gave them a promise. Because if not, you're going to be known, even if it's just through your energy, as someone who doesn't commit and live up to the promises that they make. It is so powerful to be trustworthy for yourself. When you do the things that you just don't want to do, and you do them anyway, and you prove to yourself, I can lead myself through this feeling of not wanting to, that's when a powerful shift happens. And that is what creates the person that you need to be in order to win in the long run. That is the person who knows delayed gratification on the level that is important. If you've only ever committed to small things, you've only ever achieved small things, you don't actually understand the power of delayed gratification. You don't actually understand the feeling of being truly disciplined. And you might not want to be the person who goes all in on their discipline. You might not want to be the person who goes all in on their on their delayed gratification. But guess what? Then the results you ever will achieve will also be small. We get who we are, we don't get who we want. I see so many people who say that they want to get fit. They want to have that dream body with all of the 6-packs or 8-packs, or they want to be able to do all of these crazy things. They want to have the expansive businesses. They want to become millionaires. I literally see people in comments sometimes being like, I'm going to be a trillionaire. And I'm like, no, you're not. I can tell from the ease with which you write that you have no idea what it takes to make trillions of dollars. You don't even know what it takes to make millions of dollars. And because you don't know how even to fathom it, you can't possibly commit to it. And if you can't commit to it, you can't possibly do it. How are you going to commit to something you don't even know what that is? That is when people overcommit themselves. They say, I can do this crazy thing. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And then along the way, they learn, oh, whoops, that was a lot harder than I thought it was. I didn't know I had to deal with this and this and this and this and that. I didn't know it was going to be so difficult. I thought I could just make a decision and do it. But the problem is not making the decision and doing something. The problem is you make a decision and you stick to it even when you don't want to. That is what distinguishes people. That is what distinguishes people from the people who are never going to do it to the people who are going to accomplish it, and the people who are going to become the person who can do the thing. They can hold the results that they want. So if you've made yourself a commitment and you're in a place right now when you just want to give up, you want to quit, you can't keep going, remind yourself that it is in the continuation, it is as you continue going and moving that you're creating the identity of the person who can do the thing. If you meet the challenge, you've set your goal, you've set your target, I'm going to do this thing. First bump on the road, maybe you make that one. Second bump on the road, you kind of made that one. Third bump on the road, now you're just like, I'm done with this. There's too many bumps on this road. I did not know there was going to be so many bumps when I started walking down this road. I want to just go back to who I was before. Guess what? You'll have the results of the person you were before. If you understand that the next bump, that is the hardest bump you've had so far, is what is going to take you to a new level, it is in the overcoming that you become the person. It is when you do things that you don't want to do that you become the person. Guess what? There's going to be a new bump, and it's going to be bigger, and it's going to be a bigger challenge. And whether or not you make that bump will determine whether or not you're going to be ready for the next bump that's going to be the biggest you've seen so far. And this is going to continue until you've become the person who can do the thing. And once you've become the person who can do the thing, now you become a match to the results that you desire. So you need to understand that there's a learning in doing things you don't want to do. You need to understand that there's a learning in not giving up when you want to. You need to understand that there's a purpose. This challenge is going to determine whether you stay the same or whether you make it to the next level. And if you decide to quit, the decision is made for you. You're going to go back and be the same. You're not going to make it to the next level. You have to keep fighting. You have to keep moving. You have to overcome. You have to allow yourself to become the person. We don't grow through comfort. We grow when we're faced with something new, something that's scary, something that's painful, something that's challenging, something that's an obstacle. And those are never comfortable. They're never just, let me just sit here and enjoy life through it. Because if you just sit and enjoy your life through it, you don't become the person. It takes you dealing with that pain that you become the person. So it's a decision that you need to make. You just need to understand that that decision is so much more in terms of who you are as a human being if you decide to give up. It's your decision. I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If it didn't make sense at all, let me know in the comments. If you loved it, let me know in the comments. And a big shout out to Victoria, who's always here helping me out. I appreciate you so much. And to everyone else who's always here, but don't comment, which is totally fine. I appreciate you too. And I wish you a beautiful day ahead and some big challenges that you're going to overcome. Bye.